We're going to make a nice loaf of semolina bread with herbs. And why is that? That's because I have to add something to bread. It doesn't matter what it is, beans, anything, just to make it taste a little bit different. And I'm going to mix durum flour with some bread flour, with a little sugar, with some dry oregano, dry basil, throwing in an egg, make it lighter. Just play with making bread any way you want. You don't have to follow the traditional way. It'll still be semolina bread because the majority of the flour that's in there is going to be the semolina. And I'm going to start making more bread recipes and rolls because I lost my beautiful Panasonic machine to Sandy, and I just replaced it with another one, and this is a bigger bowl. Make a larger loaf or make more rolls. And it's the only machine, it's another Panasonic. It's crazy, I don't understand these companies. It's the only one that I saw online that still has the automatic yeast. See right there? Right here, you put the yeast and it drops it in at the correct time, which is beyond me why other companies don't have that. Make it simple for the for people. So we're going to throw everything into here. I'm using just 1 cup of bread flour, and we like to be somewhat exact. So just, that's 1 cup. And 2 cups of semolina. I want to use more semolina than what's normally done. And if you're viewing this video, that means the loaf came out good. Otherwise, you'll never see this. And I'll experiment again. So we have 2 cups of that. And I'm just making the dough in the machine. I'm going to bake in the oven on a stone slab, so it's like baking in one of those real ovens, you know, on the bricks. And also, I couldn't do any baking because I lost my yeast. So I bought 1 pound of granulated yeast, which we leave in the freezer here forever, and you always have it. It's crazy to buy those little packages in the supermarket. It costs more money, and there's no reason why you shouldn't do this unless you have no room in your freezer. And we're going to put in the dry oregano, basil, and then oregano. And I've done this before with herbs. And what's funny is, if you were making a bowl of pasta and you put the herbs, you really taste it. But for some reason, and I don't need anybody to tell me the chemical reason, it loses its strength in the making of the dough. And we're going to put in you can use butter, but I'm using olive oil. I'm putting in 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and we're going to put some salt. So I'll put in 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm using kosher salt. And teaspoon of sugar, and pepper. I'm going to eliminate the pepper, and I'm just going to squirt in, even though it's a liquid, so I'm not going to do it because I don't want to have to adjust anything. I'm putting pepper in there because I want to taste the pepper in the bread. Nothing wrong with that, if that's what you like. If you don't, you just don't put it. And what else we got? And the yeast is going to go into the top of the machine. That's everything, and we're throwing in an egg, and then, of course, we have to add water. Now, you usually don't find an egg in the semolina, but I'm looking for a fluffier than a dense one. So you could eliminate the egg if you want, and now we're going to put water. Now I go over to the machine. Put that in the machine. And let's get down in there, which we are. I put it in the machine. Close the lid, get the yeast, put the yeast in there, and a quarter. Nice way to measure. Snap that up. Select. We're going to make the dough only. So 2 hours and 20 minutes. Start. So in 2 hours and 20 minutes I'll come back and we'll take the dough out, and then we'll play with it. Okay, so the 2 hours and 20 minutes have passed, and we have this dough coming out of this machine. Well, this mix, not sticky, soft, nice. I think this is going to work out well. I couldn't find the yellow cornmeal, so I'm going to sprinkle some grits on there. This is only taking the dough, putting it on there, just try and get a shape that I want. And I'm going to let this sit for an hour. Then I'm going to I'm going to egg wash it, put some sesame seeds, score it so it looks pretty when it comes out, and that's it. Feels pretty good. I think we're going to have a nice loaf of semolina bread and nice aroma. Okay, we shall return. Well, I went out for dinner figuring I'd be back by an hour, but it's been an hour and a half. Do you think it rose a little bit? So we're going to take it. The oven is on. I put a 375 convection, and I'm going to sprinkle some yellow cornmeal, if you have it, which I don't, so I'm using grits again, onto the peel. Now I have to make up my mind what shape I want, because I'm not sure. I think this might be a little big. Punch it down. going to put a little egg wash on there. 1 egg with a tablespoon of water in it. I'm going to score it, but first I'm going to put the sesame seeds, because I don't want the sesame seeds to be inside where they're scored. You know, I keep these in the freezer. Okay, I take a serrated edge knife. If you want to go this way, you can. You go on an angle, you can. You want to make crisscross, you can. So I'm just going to go like so, and my oven just told me it's ready. So we're going to pop this in. 45 minutes, and I'm going to go, because I like to see an opening right down the middle too. There you go. Now we'll turn this camera around and get a view of the stove. Which is right there. And we're going to put this in. Nice and easy, right on to the stone. There you go. And I'll see you in 45 minutes. The time is up, and we are going to get this baby out. How does that look? That's a reminder that the 45 minutes is up. So we're going to let this rest, just like you do if it was a ribeye roll, let it rest for about 15 minutes, then we're going to cut into it. Okay, the deed is done. That baby is ready to be cut. I don't cut on the peel, so I put a board under it. Oh. Gotta get some butter out. I'm gonna taste. Stretchy. Now, the only thing I would do to adjust the recipe is to put another half a teaspoon of salt. But you taste what's in there. How's that look? Then if you want to warm it up and then slice it, everything is perfect. Well, I hope you enjoy this recipe.